Well, we'll begin with electoral matters, where the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it has delisted 1.1 million newly registered voters from its database ahead of 2023 general election. INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman of Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, spoke during the cleaning up of the voters' register using the automated biometric identification system, where he said the commission detected several double, multiple, and ineligible registrations. Okoye said out of the 2.5 million fresh registration done between 28 June 2021 and 14 January 2022, 1.1 million records were found to be invalid and consequently delisted. He also noted that INEC will display the voter register once the process of verification is concluded, adding that permanent voter cards PVCs for all valid registrants are also expected to be available for collection by the end of October or early November. Well, joining me now via Zoom for more discussion on this is a lawyer, Olayinka Oladaniels. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
All right. Now, 1.126 million people assumed they had registered to vote, only to be delisted. What do you make of this?
Well, I think we need to correct an impression first, and that has to do with the delisting. Now, the INEC does not have any right. INEC does not have any power to delist voters' registration. They do not. Now, what INEC has power to do is to make sure that any invalid voters' registration can be set aside and can be declared invalidated, because there are processes in which an individual is supposed to register with INEC. Now, if these processes are not followed, so what do we take of it? There are rules. If there are no rules, surely there will be chaos, and things will not, all of us will still come back and scream and shout that INEC has compromised. Now, what are these issues? If anyone, because the law is clear, if under section 12, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act, it talks about the age, and it says 18 and above. That is the only time you can register as, a proposed voter. A registrant must be 18 and above. So if your age is below 18, of course, during the cleanup exercise of INEC, all that will be detected. If you are, in fact, there's this false rumor or false information that have been going around. People saying that the INEC the voters card before 2011 is invalid, that you cannot use it to vote. Based on this false information, a lot of people went again to the portal when INEC opened portal for registration to register their to register their candidates as a voter, in this country. Now, what do you get when you see that? It means that you're going to have a multiple registration on an individual. So, do we then allow all these numbers? Are we asking INEC to, because we really need to be careful, are we asking INEC to then leave multiple registrations for such exercise? My answer is capital no. So if you have someone that had gone to register again because is working based on false information that, the INEC, the voters card he had before 2011 does not, is not valid, that he cannot use it, it is wrong. That's not true. It is false ab initio. So if you then go and register, it means that is invalid. 2, there are multiple people. In fact, I had to check a number of the queries INEC raised as to, you see names, you see somebody registering and putting 1900, it was born, and you see a man picture as against a female name as sex, female in the sex gender. So those are issues. So if we have people, then a lot of people don't have, probably they don't even know what to put, and there are some names. So all these things.
Of course, based on that, Mr. Lainka, I just want to get your view. If you think that there was voter education enough by INEC to the voters while registering, do you think they had this voter education past enough for people to know what to do and what not to do?
Well, when we talk about voters' education, so look, one thing I have learned over time, and I've also tell our people over time, all these things should not, all this blame should not be dropped at the tables of some of these agencies. On voters' registration, we've been on this for a number of years. We're not talking about the people that are clocking 18. We're not talking about people that are just clocking 18. There are people that, we know people of, eligible age to register. They never did. INEC made, there were awareness everywhere. Publications everywhere, informations everywhere. Yes, I can say maybe it's not enough. Maybe the electoral education, the voters' education is not enough, because we still find some people don't also know how to fill the forms. While they are doing that, I'm sure there are a number of you, and don't forget, because you're an illiterate does not invalidate you being a registrant. Because if you're an illiterate, you can still get someone that will put you through in the process of that registration. Because no one should disenfranchise someone because he didn't go to school or because he has maybe little or basic education. So in this matter, I think when we talk about the electoral education as well from INEC, I think it's a continuous thing. It's what we should continue. Why? Because we still have a lot of people that are really not in the known of what is happening. So, because if we have over 80 million, we're talking about Nigeria, we're allegedly saying that we are 200 million. Then if we then add over, having around 80 million registered voters, it means that we still have work to do. It still means that a lot of people are still, behind scenes that are not part of this exercise. So that I can say for INEC, there's still more work to be done. They still need to come out and educate people, but the truth be told, number of people that particularly came out among the 12 million, new registered voters, some of those people are not new. They are not people that just clock 18. Maybe if we take the percentage of the 18, the age that just attained age as 18 as at the time of registration, maybe it will be minimal, compared to some people that are far above that age, but they have not gone out to do so because they have denied themselves of that right, to their own civic right, to go and exercise their own franchise. So they should not come here and complain that anybody wants to disenfranchise them, in as much as I know that also INEC has a lot of work to do.
All right, Mr. Lainka, thank you so much for your contribution so far, but we'll have to go on a short break now, and Newsweek continues in a moment. Stay with us. You're welcome back, and it's still Newsweek, where we discuss the biggest stories that made the headlines in the week. Now let's turn our attention to politics. With about 2 weeks to the start of presidential campaign for the 2023 elections, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has appointed Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, as the chairman of its Presidential Campaign Council. The PDP also appointed Governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal, as Director General of the party's National Campaign Management Committee. The appointments were contained in a statement signed by the party's National Organizing Secretary, Umaru Bature. Governor Emmanuel will be supported by governors of Bauchi, Bala Mohammed, and Oyo Seyi Makinde to run the Presidential Campaign Council. And Director General of the National Campaign Management Committee, Governor Tambuwal, will be supported by 4 deputies: former Cross River State Governor Leo Imoke, Professor Adewale Oladipo, Raymond Dokwepsi, and former Governor of Enugu State, Ukwesilieze Nwodo. Well, I still have Barrister Olainka Ola Daniels with me via Zoom. Now, Mr. Olainka, Governors Aminu, Tambuwal, and Udom Emmanuel are to lead the Presidential Campaign Council of PDP. Are you really surprised at the emergence of both men?
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. And we see this coming. And well, like we all know, politics is local. So everyone, all hands are to be on deck. And every politician's first intention is how to win an election. So, and every strategy they need to put in place. Now, if you look at some crises that, over time that PDP had really suffered, that have created setback for them, you will find out that in a way to bring everybody back, they just have to go this route. You know, you have, someone from the south, and you have also from the north central. So you can't but have someone, people from that to lead the campaign already. If the chairman is from the north and the presidential candidate also is, because that is one of the issues that some of the party members have with PDP, that we cannot have a presidential candidate from the north, and as well having the chairman of the party from the same zone. So why can't we just have it? Someone from other zone being maybe the chairman, while we have presidential from the north, since we have given ticket to the north. Having said that, I think the presidential candidate also has a lot to do here. He has a lot of role to play, and to make sure that the house is in order, to call all the aggrieved members of the party to see how this can function well. Now, going to Tambuwal and going to Imoke, we can see that these are 2 personalities that are key factors in this party, and for sure they know what they are doing. I think from what I can see, I think they are getting their calculation in place. Whether it will work, whether it will not work, it is not in my place to state. But I think it's a welcome development, and I think that can give them, ahead over the crisis that they are facing.
All right, Mr. Olainka Daniels, let me also find out from you that all PDP governors are in the Presidential Campaign Council, including Nelson Wike and Ike Kweremandu, who is standing trial in the UK. Do you see Governor Wike accepting this offer and working with Atiku?
Well, don't forget, like I said, politics is local. Unfortunately, politics also is permanent interest. No enemy, no friend, no permanent friends, no permanent enemy in politics. Is about interest, and it's a permanent interest. So on Wike, I don't see Wike leaving PDP, and I don't see Wike in the end not working with Atiku. I think all that is required here is for everybody to drop their guard, to drop their ego, and come to the round table and look at, probably they need to come to, to the middle and have a compromise on some issues, and an individual should not insist that this is the way I want. If you're not giving me, if I can't get this, then I'm not going with you, or I'm leaving. No, I think all of them should come together, and this is the time to do that. For Wike, yes, Wike can, we know who Wike is. It will go on like that. But the truth is, I don't see Wike like someone that will leave PDP And in the end, PDP has had a tough one. Even in 2019, it happened. So they've had a tough one in the past, and they settle it. And I can see that happening again. And I'm sure Wike and Atiku will find a way, and every other aggrieved members of the party, they'll find a way of settling this. And I can see Wike working with Atiku and working for the party.
All right, finally, before I let you go, Mr. Olayinka Daniels, the party campaign kicks off on the 28th of September. Some say they are expecting action plan rather than the usual manifestos from the candidates. What are your expectations from them?
Well, I hope that this time it will be different. And as we can see that a lot of people are interested now. A lot of people, they're showing interest, and what they want to hear ideology. They want to hear manifestos. They want to hear what you can do. And maybe we should say that the time of just gathering drums and calling different musicians to come and sing and using style to abuse themselves, during the songs and all that, or this one wants to show, and the next thing they are distributing salt, sugar, and 1,000, 2,000 there. I think people are getting wiser, and the way the atmosphere right now, I doubt if it's going to go that route. And I think for all political parties, what I would advise they do, they should, present what they have for us to the table. Let people hear from them. Tell us what you want to do, where we are today. We want a better Nigeria. We want to go beyond where we are today. Then what can you do? How can you push it forward? We want efficiency. We want results. Enough of sugar and milk. Enough of carrots, dangling carrots, stick and carrots. No, we want results. So if all this party bring in, if they are party of ideology in the first place, you must see
Olayinka Daniels, thank you for your contribution. We are almost out of time.
And I think it's a better deal for us if we are really ready to move forward.
All right.
The party should do the need. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution.